Welcome to WikiAfrica Hour, a monthly live broadcast airing the fresh perspectives of Africa's Wikimedians. It's a space where they share their work and knowledge and digest, through African realities, the global Wikimedia movement. WikiAfrica Hour, the voice of African Wikimedians.
We start with some exciting news. Help enhance the visibility of the amazing images from Wiki Loves Africa Create campaign using the ESA tool from October 1st to November 13th. You can participate in this fun, multilingual campaign to add structured data to over 14,000 images. Prizes include internet bundles or Amazon gift cards. The annual Open Education Awards for Excellence recognize outstanding contributions in the open education community. One exciting finalist is a Wiki Challenge Across Africa, a writing competition for students aged from 8 to 13 in French-speaking African countries organized by Orange Foundation and Wiki in Africa. The project engaged students and educators in sharing knowledge about their local environments. Winners have been announced on Open Education Global Live webcast. Visit the YouTube link to check them out.
And now, some exciting news from the Wikimedia Foundation. Volunteer committees play a vital role in the Wikimedia community, offering leadership and support through various roles such as administrators, advisors, and stewards. Several committees are seeking new volunteers from October to December 2024, including the Affiliations Committee, Ombuds Committee, and Case Review Committee. Applications opened on October 16th, with deadlines ranging from November 18th to December the 2nd, depending on the committee. Interested applicants can attend conversation hours in October and November. For more details, visit the MetaWiki page. In other news, the 2024 Wikimedia Foundation Board of Trustees election saw 6,000 participants across 180 projects. The top 4 candidates, Crystal, Machech, Victoria, and Lorenzo, will be officially appointed after a successful background check. Make sure to read the full announcement on MetaWiki.
Here is some community news Wiki Loves X. Wiki Loves Ramadan is calling for passionate volunteers to fill key roles for its global campaign. Whether your skills lie in project coordination, outreach, design, or technical support, there is a place for you. Applications are open until October 31st, 2024. Don't forget to share your feedback by participating in the Community Engagement Survey. Visit the link for full rule descriptions and to apply. Join the College Composition and Communication Wikipedia Article Initiative on November 1st for a special event led by Maud Vetter and Alexandria Lockett, with guest Cara Taxic, to collaboratively create the Wikipedia article for one of the top writing studies journals, College Composition and Communication. Register now for this exciting opportunity.
And lastly, now for some contest news. Wiki Loves Monuments 2024 is in full swing, marking the 15th edition of this annual photography competition. This year, 2 new countries, Cyprus and Libya, have joined the many returning nations participating. The international competition runs until October 31st, 2024, and encourages photographers to submit their best photos of monuments from their participating countries. To be eligible for prizes, photos must be self-taken, uploaded in September or October, freely licensed, and feature an identified monument. Participants must also have an active email address on Wikimedia Commons. Wiki Loves Folklore 2024 and the Feminism and Folklore Campaign 2024 invite you to share your experience by completing the feedback form by November 10th. Your input will help shape the future of these campaigns. Thank you for your continued support. Make sure to visit the WikiAfrica Hour news page on MetaWiki for all relevant links. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, everyone. This is Donia and this is WikiAfrica Hour, 39th episode to celebrate Wiki Loves Africa, Africa Creates. As you know, WikiAfrica Hour is the voice of African Wikimedians, and this episode is a very special one, not only because we are going to celebrate the winners or shedding light on several community events and achievements or challenges during Wiki Loves Africa, but also it's like some sort of saying thank you and goodbye to our beloved friend, um, Wiki Loves Africa facilitator Wilson. We know that nothing can console our loss, but at least we can celebrate one of his amazing achievements during his amazing life. Um, we will just share something simple for him, and then we will go and continue with the episode, which um, another special thing that for this episode is that it will be hosted by Ceslause, who was a former host and project manager for WikiAfrica Hour, and currently he is a Wikimedian in residence for Afro Creative Wiki project. So it will be like a family gathering with many parts and many people who joined Wiki in Africa journey in some place or in some project. So yeah, stay to the end of the episode, and we are very happy that you all with us today.
Hi, Donia. Thank you very
Hi.
much for inviting me to host this special, or very special, I would say, episode. And it's not in a regular episode because we aim to celebrate not just the theme of this year's Wiki Loves Africa, which says Africa Celebrate, but also the achievements and do I say input, well made, both on this Wiki Loves Africa project and, of course, the Wikimedia movement at large by the former Wiki Loves Africa facilitator Wilson. And on that note, I can promise you for sure that we have an amazing show, for you today. And three key things, by the end of this show, you would have heard directly from the organizers, who were on ground, making sure that this Wiki Loves Africa 2024 happened in their various localities. At least two of them are here. And for those of you who didn't know, Wiki Loves Africa had solicited for ambassadors, and one of them, of course, will be joining us, with the segment of the show where we'll be engaging the local organizers. After that, we may get to hear from the members of the jury, who, got to decide based on, of course, the parameters who won what prize. And lastly, yes, we saved the best for the last, is we engaging with the respective winners of the Wiki Loves Africa 2024 as they share their Wiki Loves Africa journey leading up to the point where they grabbed these prizes as already put up by the international team. And on that note, I see very interesting people and amazing people that have joined this session. Please, just on the chat space, let us know where you are joining us from today. And of course, don't forget, in case you have any question, just drop the questions on the comment section on YouTube, and then we'll be able to bring them up for the guests to answer. On that note, we will be moving to the first segment of this episode, where we will be engaging two of the local organizers of Wiki Loves Africa 2024, pardon, and of course, one of the ambassadors. So on that note, I would call on the person of Hilary, who is the hello Hilary. Please don't tell me you're turning off your video because we brought all these amazing people together so you can talk to them and let them know and see perhaps those who haven't seen you before now what you look like at least for the first time. And on that note, Hilary, while you're getting your camera turned on for us or not, it's okay if you're camera shy. I'm inviting Essenam from Wikimedia Community User Group Senegal. Essenam was one of the lead organizers locally in Senegal, and finally Kano Tchapi, who is from the Wikimedia Community User Group Republic of Congo, or the Congo we know as Congo Brazzaville. And on that note, I say welcome to all of you and bienvenue, Kano et Essenam.
Merci.
Sure. So, Hilary, I mean, for the first time, we got to see a Wiki Loves Africa ambassador. I don't know if you've made any audiovisual appearance before now on this space, but as an ambassador for this year's Wiki Loves Africa, who were the main communities that were very, very prepared and who provided much support for individuals to participate in the contest. Any stories you would like to share with us as an ambassador for this year's Wiki Loves Africa? And of course, I understand that you have been selected for the interim to also carry on from where Wilson stopped until, of course, things are well integrated. So, Hilary, over to you. What's the story from this year's Wiki Loves Africa?
Thank you very much, Ceslause. My name is Ogali Hilary, Wiki Loves Africa ambassador for the English-speaking communities. Yeah, the ambassador role this was the first time it was carried out, and I happened to be among the first persons I was selected for the role, and it was an amazing opportunity to work with the Wiki in Africa team. I get to work with some communities from the English-speaking countries in Africa. One of the communities is the Zimbabwe community, where I get to support them to carry out their Wiki Loves Africa campaign for 2024. The role was not that kind of a hectic role. I enjoyed doing what I was doing. I get to meet new persons and learn how they do their things, get to see their culture and the creativity in their different culture. So to me, the role was a very good one. I enjoyed what I did. And in my country, also Nigeria, I got to work with different communities, support them to get their Wiki Loves Africa campaign done. So generally, it was a good one. It was a good experience for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that rundown on how things went. And, it's good to hear that you were able to support the respective communities across Africa. And of course, charity is defined to begin at home. I would have been pained if you were not able to support your local community while you were discharging your amazing duties everywhere. Thank you so much. And on t'arrive Essenam, la communauté sénégalaise avait organisé plusieurs fois la campagne de Wiki Loves Africa. Qu'est-ce que vous avez peut-être noté qui est différent cette fois-ci des années au passé? Et est-ce que peut-être que votre communauté a beaucoup achevé quelque chose de très différent cette fois-ci?
Merci Ceslause et merci de cette invitation aujourd'hui. Effectivement, le Sénégal a organisé plusieurs fois la compétition Wiki Loves Africa, et cette année justement a été l'une des années où on a atteint un objectif incroyable, on ne s'y attendait pas. On a uploadé, ou bien les participants ont uploadé un nombre important, très important, record, je dirais, de photos. Et c'est cette année également que nous avons accueilli de plus de participants nouveaux dans la compétition. Et c'était une joie pour nous de le voir, on ne s'y attendait pas.
Okay, so for those who don't understand, Essenam was telling us, of course, that they have been organizing, Wiki Loves Africa all through the years. But, there were things very remarkable this year. They had the highest number of, images uploaded for the first time. And then the participants also reached a number that they had never attained in the past. So the fact that they got the number of images that they had never gotten before now, and the number of participants, really stood out for them. And as a community, it's a welcome development. Merci beaucoup, Essenam, d'avoir nous informé des bonnes nouvelles. Oui, on aime souvent d'avoir des bonnes nouvelles comme celle-ci. Et on passe à toi, Kano. Autant que organisateur, peut-être pour la première fois, qu'est-ce que cette campagne de Wiki Loves Africa vous a amené autant qu'une communauté? Et est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose d'avantage qui a encouragé les membres de votre communauté de participer dans la campagne cette année?
D'accord, merci beaucoup, Ceslause. Déjà, pour nous, c'était une première campagne, déjà, en tant que communauté. Et je peux dire, on a participé de manière individuelle parce qu'on n'était pas encore une communauté. Donc, pour nous, c'était vraiment une très bonne expérience. On a mis en recrutement des bénévoles et on a aussi pu savoir de manière approfondie comment ça se passe les campagnes médianes et tout, peut-être commençant des versements jusqu'à la gestion des catégories et tout. Donc pour nous, c'était vraiment une très bonne expérience et on peut dire...
Excuse-moi, Kano, c'est un peu plus difficile de t'entendre. Peut-être qu'il faut couper le Bluetooth et parle directement. Merci.
Ok, d'accord. Tu m'écoutes?
Oui, c'est mieux maintenant. Vas-y. Oui, c'est bon, c'est bon.
C'est bon, c'est tout. Ok,
oui, c'est
merci.
Bon.
Donc, je peux dire pour nous déjà, c'était une première expérience. On a vraiment gagné beaucoup côté organisationnel et côté recrutement des bénévoles. Et on peut dire que c'est Wiki Loves Africa qui a vraiment donné de l'engouement et une bonne organisation côté communautaire. Parce que c'est grâce à Wiki Loves Africa qu'on a pu avoir plusieurs partenaires. C'est grâce à Wiki Loves Africa que notre communauté a été reconnue au sein de notre pays. Et c'est grâce à Wiki Loves Africa aussi qu'on a pu approcher certains partenaires. Avant, on n'avait pas la capacité d'approcher. Donc, on peut dire pour nous, Wiki Loves Africa vraiment nous a aidé, non seulement côté recrutement des bénévoles, mais aussi côté expérience et côté gestion communautaire. Donc, et l'année-ci, on souhaite encore organiser Wiki Loves Africa, mais avec beaucoup d'engouement et plus de stratégie. Parce que l'année passée, on a eu pas mal de petits soucis de terrain, bien sûr, qui nous a fait qu'on n'atteint pas notre objectif comme il fallait. Donc, présentement, je crois qu'on est assez apte pour faire le Wiki Loves Africa 2025 et voilà.
Ok. So Kano was just telling us how, the Wiki Loves Africa campaign had helped them grow their community, which is not surprising. We all know that, this campaign has a tendency of roping in first-time Wikimedians across Africa. So that was their case, and it also gave them the leeway to bring on board some local partnerships in their country, Congo Brazzaville, which also is impacting their work so far, and of course that these partners might be doing a long-term journey with them into 2025. He also mentioned that the campaign gave them an opportunity to be recognized, above the level that they were in their country. More like it gave them a larger publicity as a community. Merci beaucoup, Kano, d'avoir parlé de, de l'impact de la campagne dans votre communauté. And just to remind our viewers, in case you have any questions for these local organizers or the Wiki Loves Africa ambassador himself, please drop the questions on the YouTube chat space, and then we would get to ask them when the time comes. And on that note, I say thank you, Hilary, merci Essenam et Kano d'avoir donné des réponses aux questions posées jusqu'ici. And on that, we pass to the next segment, which is where we shall be engaging a member of the jury. These guys went through, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of images to select the winners. So it would be nice to get a sneak peek into their thought process while they were, making the decisions of who won what. So, hello, Eric, are you here?
Hi, Ceslause.
Hi, Eric. I would say it's good to see you once again because I think I've seen you before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So, Eric, yeah, it's been a while, a long while. As a juror, it would take a lot of tact to come about the respective winners. Could you please help us to understand the approach, the jury used in terms of the selection process?
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ceslause. It's a privilege to be once again a member of the jury for this year's Wiki Create. So one of the first things we have to do is to make sure that the pictures we're going to be selecting has to fall into the theme of for that year, and this year was Africa Creates. So we're looking for images and videos and pieces of content that gave you that feeling that was along that line. So that's basically like the number one criteria. Then obviously we go into details like the technical composition of the images, the quality, the grading, and everything. So yeah, that's how we did it.
Interesting. So, guys, if you're wondering why you were not amongst or why you were not chosen to be one of the winners, maybe you uploaded a picture of your native delicacy instead of, the theme of the campaign, which connotes celebration. Yes, that's why you were not chosen.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining this process. And of course, I know the technicality, can be challenging in terms of what image meets the bar or the standard. So on that note, could you help us understand, what part of the jury process was the hardest and why?
Well, the hardest process is obviously when you're at the tail end and you have, out of thousands and thousands of images, you have 1,000 or 500 really good ones, and you don't know how to really sift the finest gold, So that's the hardest process, really getting the winner, or the top 10, the top 20 even. So we have to really settle down and really look for the picture or the video that really deserves to the win. So sometimes it's the thing of feelings is the one that really gives you that feeling of and that eliminates the theme. So yeah, I think that's the toughest part of the judging process.
Yes, Eric, I couldn't agree with you more because when you go on montage, it feels like you're having some virtual exhibition until you have to narrow down the winning images, and then you would understand that this is not all fun and games. So for sure, I could
Yeah.
totally relate. How you are easily caught in between trying to choose. Okay, this one has better lightning. This one had a better angle and all that. So it must have been a very hard phase of the jury process. And then from your own point of view, what do you think about the theme of this year's Wiki Loves Africa campaign? Where the participants, in your opinion, aware of it well enough based on the submissions that you saw?
Oh, definitely, because one thing you see a lot more people this year, I think, try to follow the guidelines a lot better. And even in their images, even in what they were doing, they're not just snapping a picture of something that was created. They're snapping the process, the details. Some particular pictures I came across, like I could almost feel I was there. I could feel the feeling. I would think that the person behind the camera was feeling at the point in which they took the pictures. So yeah, I think that the theme was a good one that they really did really well to emulate, to follow rather.
Interesting to hear that, not everybody went submitting outside the theme from the shots that you were able to look at. And, nothing gets you more comfortable or joyous on your jury work than seeing that these people were not submitting a lot of entries that were outside the team. With that, you could feel
Yeah.
more relaxed and get to do your work more easily. Thank you, Eric, for having responded to these questions. And for the audience, please, if you have any question for Eric, do well to drop the question on the comment space, and we'll lift it for him to answer when the Q&A segment of the episode comes up. And on your own as an audience, you could share your sentiments about this year's Wiki Loves Africa theme, which is Africa Curates. And on that note, we will be, drumroll, moving to bring on screen the respective winners according to Eric and his team of jurors. And yes,
Let's go.
yes, I wasn't the one who chose them. So first, I would like to call, in no particular order, of course, Abdullahi Tanimu Abubakar from Nigeria, and then followed by Sali Iman Oiza from Nigeria. And then the next on my list of winners is Mohammed Naib Mahmoud Nasir from Egypt. Oh, these Egyptians are not going away anytime soon. And then Mutiyima Jamen from Wikimedia Rwanda. And then Diman Mohammed Fauzi from Algeria. And then Doa Adel from Egypt. Okay, this is not surprising seeing, the list of Egyptians, because I doubt if there have been any year that passed without we seeing Egyptians on the list of winners. I remember Mohammed from, I think, either 2022 or 2023. And yeah, it's always amazing seeing new faces, despite the fact that the Egyptians refuse to go away. They are not going anywhere, guys. So just get used to having them around. And on that note, I welcome all of you once again. Jamin, I think this is your first Wiki Loves Africa International Prize. And perhaps Abdullahi, it's your first time too.
Yes, it's my first time.
Nice. Mohammed is an oldie, so we'll just engage the first
This is actually
timers.
my second time. This is my second time.
Oh, interesting. Demain, c'est la première fois de gagner le prix, n'est-ce pas?
Gagner, oui, c'est la première fois, oui.
Ok.
La participation, c'est la troisième.
Okay. And Saila Iman, it's your first time winning the Wiki Loves Africa prize, right?
Yes, it's my first time. It's my first time.
Okay. So this very question would go to the first time winners. I know Jamin is a Wikimedian, so he knows this terrain. But Sela Iman, we would like to understand, how did you discover Wiki Loves Africa? We are a very, 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 very out of space community. So how did you bump into us, or how did we bump into you?
Okay, so firstly, the name is Saliha Iman, not Sali
Okay.
Iman. So it's Salaha, successful.
Oh, Salah. Okay.
So I think I would say Wiki bumped into me. I think I joined Wiki February. I'm a student of Ahmadu Bello University, and particularly around mid-February, I saw a flyer saying some people will be coming to do something called the Wiki SDG campaign. So there was a campaign that was held, and I saw the flyer. And as a lover of SDGs, as a matter of fact, I had a debate prior to that time, and it was related to the SDGs. So what really attracted me was Wiki, then SDG. So I was like, okay, what's the collaboration? And I could remember we had class. The program was supposed to be around 10 to 1, but then they didn't start on time. And then I had the class by 2 o'clock. So it was almost encroaching into my class. And then the campaign was for 2 days, but I could only meet the first day. But when I went there the first day, I was able to ask a few questions, learn from them, and then, okay, what's Wiki all about and everything. Then I got few numbers. That's the facilitators that were there, Mr. Atiba and Mrs. Ramotu. I was able to get their numbers, and I kept in touch after then, even though I couldn't continue the campaign because I had classes. So I sent them messages on WhatsApp. They added us to a WhatsApp group, and since then they've been sending us messages and, okay, this is what, if there's any newsletter coming up from Wiki, this is what's happening this month. They send it to the group, and that was how I bumped into Wiki, and that's how Wiki bumped into me.
Interesting, Saliha, to hear that you saw one of our SDG campaigns, and that got you bumping into us. Now, let's say the campaign bumped into you the first time, but here you are winning the Wiki Loves Africa 2025 Best Narrative Prize. Isn't that amazing? Et on passe à vous, Diman. Et comment vous avez entendu de la campagne Wiki Loves Africa pour la première fois?
Comment?
Comment vous avez entendu de la campagne Wiki Loves Africa?
Ah oui, je suis membre depuis quelques années déjà, et j'ai déjà participé à Wiki Loves Africa Habitat, Wiki Loves Africa Jeux, et cette fois-ci, c'est la troisième fois que je participe. Donc, je suis un membre depuis des années déjà, depuis 2015. Donc, je suis un Wikimédien plutôt toujours présent. Je consulte toujours les nouvelles et voilà. C'est comme ça que j'ai lu l'annonce du concours 2024 Wiki Loves Africa Creates.
Merci beaucoup. So, for those who didn't understand Diman, he has actually been a member of Wikimedia Algeria over the years, and had already participated 2 times in Wiki Loves Africa. That was the Africa at Play, and then the Home and Habitat. And this is his 3rd time participating. And this 3rd time, he happens to be one of the, winners of the international prizes. So, in case you've been showing up like demand and you have not been winning, please keep showing up. It might just click on the fourth attempt or the fifth attempt. Who knows? You never can tell. You never can tell. Merci Diman. Je connais des gens de votre communauté, Adèle, Bashunda et tous. And
Merci
then
beaucoup.
we would come to mon plaisir. We will come to you, Mohammed.
Uh-huh.
You, of course, once again, Mohammed, are one of the winners from Egypt, as usual. And we would love to know, did you have this gut feeling that the entry you made for the Africa Creates campaign would win you a prize, Mohammed? What were you thinking when you were perhaps taking the shot and when you were submitting it?
Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm glad to be here for the next time. Actually, I was a winner last year. I took the second prize last year in the subject of climate and weather, if you remember all. Actually, this year I didn't expect at all to win because a huge number of people who participate in this competition, and you cannot have it for 2 years in a row. But I have a long experience in competitions, and I always try to put the photo and wait. If it wins, it's okay. If it's not wins, that's normal. So I'm very happy to win this year. Uh, Actually, I didn't expect at all. And by the way, the most photo I like in in my group of photos that I submitted, not the one who which is not the one who wins. So it's a choice of the judges, and I thank everyone who are coordinators and responsible of these competitions. I really like the subjects of the Wiki Loves Africa and all the other subjects. I'm glad to be African. I love all the institutions and uh, photography communities and other communities and charity communities, all these kind of communities that gives African people talent and gives them and push them to work hard and involving the art in their life and many other meanings I like. So thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you so much, Mohammed. I knew you were trying to sound modest when you said you are very experienced in participating in competition. I think what you meant to say was you are very experienced in winning prizes, Mohammed. You always participate in competition and then you also win prizes. So own it, Mohammed. We'll have to find a way for you to pass down these skills to perhaps the larger Wiki Africa community over time. And coming to you, Oiza, that's Abdullahi. You are here, I think, for the second time. And the first place I had seen your work was, I think it was Wiki Loves Monument, possibly. I don't remember. But maybe one of the Wiki, Loves campaigns. You actually happen to have won one of the prizes this year. Did you imagine that such an entry would win you a prize at the international campaign?
Well, first of all, I like. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to send my condolences to the Wiki family for the passing of Mr. Wilson, and his family. My condolences to his family also, because he was a dear friend and a mentor. And this year's,
Thank you so much.
well, I think because of my style of sound storytelling, because I call it sound storytelling because it's an untapped space, and I feel not many people like recognize this medium of storytelling. So that's why I try to hone my, and again that's why I'm thanking Mr. Wilson, because he, when I won the Wiki Loves Africa Best Audio Story last year, he pushed me. I would say he pushed me. He forced me to learn it further, and I can see it like this sound audio storytelling growing to growing as a medium to like tell better stories. And I would say this year I didn't expect to win because I actually like shared this space, this medium to with some Wiki Love Africans. I think the Igbo Wikimedians, and I thought they would like do better because it's an experiment. It's an experiment because like this thing I just like started it with patching audio, like audio sound effects, to see how I can, produce story without necessarily using dialogues. So I did it last year, and I won. I won the best audio prize. And again, surprisingly, like this year, I thought them Hilary are really going to hammer on it, but I won again. So it really wasn't expected. I didn't expect to win because this is like an experiment, because I feel like even the world of art is also experimenting with using uh, audio sounds to tell story, because I feel like right now there is this AI Hokusai residency where they are trying to teach people how to use audio arts to like tell stories without necessarily using dialogues. So I would say it is an experiment. It's just an experiment, like it's nothing really fancy. Because I feel if the sound like the sounds right, then that's it. But like you need to like redo and redo and redo and like it's an ongoing process. There's no definite way to like do it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Abdullahi. And there you go, sounding modest again, as just as Mohammed saying this was just an experiment. I mean, guys, if you've been doing experiments without winning prizes, you've been doing the experiments the wrong way. So get to connect with Abdullahi, and he will show you how to go about experimenting while also winning prizes while at it. Thank you so much, Abdullahi. That was indeed a very unique one. And coming to you, Saliha, your prize, that you won happens to be one of the video prizes, the Wiki Loves Africa Best Narrative Prize. What was, running through your mind when you were making this video, and what prompted you to also go ahead to submit the video?
Well, when you said what was running through my mind, I'm trying to that date back to that moment, that particular moment. That I actually remember was going through my mind. But believe you me, it just came as okay. I saw the publication saying okay, there's Wiki Love Africa. You can share to your photographers, friends, families, and all of those things. So I did, and I was like, okay, Ima, should we give this a try or not? But when I got to see Africa Create, and I went to the winners of 2023, sorry, I went through the awards and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And the theme was the first thing that captured me. The moment I saw Africa Create, I'm like, oh wow, that's nice. African creativity, that's a bomb. So I'm like, yeah, definitely. Everybody knows Africans with their creativity and everything like that. And of recent, I'm a student studying geography at Ahmadu Bello University. So we had a course, it was geography of Africa development, and we got talking about aspects that Africans should put more effort on and everything, and then their creativity was one of those aspects. So I was like, oh, this is actually an avenue for us to be able to show what we possess. us to be able to show the world a part of Africa as that, like, okay, we're not just that and that. We're more of Africa is more. That's just it. So I picked it and I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And it was April, it was clashing with my exams, and there's something they normally do at ABU Zaria. There are carnivals, I was wishing I wished it was during the time of carnival, because that was when I felt I was going to get small videos and all of those things. But as at that time I was tired because I had exams, I couldn't travel, I couldn't do anything. I was like, okay, so what's going to happen then? The department we have in AB, which is industrial design, we have textile. So I just spoke to a few people and was like, okay, how far? What are you guys doing? This is what I want to embark on. I want to show them what Africa can create. I want to show them the creativity of Africans. And they were like, oh, well, nice. You can come over to the studio. So I went and I saw them. And I was like, wow. The first one that blew my mind was the man on Zoom. It's part of the video. So I was bedazzled because I didn't know Blooming had mathematics to it. I didn't know it had calculation. I just thought it was something easy. So after taking those clips, I was like, wait, this is just ABU Zaria. This is just a department. Then imagine you get the creativity of those in Zaria. Imagine getting the creativity of Nigeria. Imagine getting the creativity of Ghana. Imagine getting the creativity of. So it just like it sparked, and I was like, if I have like I'm on my feet and standing and all of those things, I would like to explore places in Africa and then explore the creativity we possess. That was just, I think, the theme was what drew me to it, and I'm glad I was able to give it my best on my part.
Yeah, Saliha, that's an amazing narrative, and the fact that you managed to pull through despite having exams by the corner, it's interesting. But what's more interesting is the discovery, that you made on the, technicalities involved in making such a video, and of course, that's also, having such video uh, getting to be used to illustrate, let's say, an article about the textile industry in Nigeria is the beauty of Wiki World. And this video, of course, will be credited to you for bringing it to the Wikimedia space, releasing it under the Creative Commons license that makes it reusable. You might not even tell where this particular video would be seen or played in the next 2-3 years. Who knows? Maybe Al Jazeera will just pick it up while doing a documentary or something. But thank you. It's interesting that you managed to manage that. You managed to go about participating, making this video, whereas exam was just by the corner. Then coming to you, Jamin. Hello, Jamin. I know it looked as if we had forgotten you, but no. So, Jamin, just to confirm, were you part of a local Wiki Loves Africa campaign in Rwanda, or did you just go on your old soldier solo photo work for the theme? And what was the experience, of course, if you were part of a local campaign?
Thank you so much, Ceslause. First of all, I'm glad to be here. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you, Jamin.
Yes. Thank you so much, and I'm glad to be here. I can say it's my first time to attend this meeting or in WikiAfrica Hour, but it's not my first time to participate in the Wiki Loves Africa. As I said, I have participated in a local contestant, and some pictures of mine win. So this year, I feel happy to hear that I am the second winner international contest. It was my first time to be the winner internationally. And I think this achievement makes me even more passionate about my career in photography. About the journey, one of my favorite experience was during a visit to Nyabihu district. Is one of district in Rwanda, and known for its tea cultivation. While there, I had the opportunity to photograph a mother harvesting tea. And before taking her a picture, I explained her what the photography would be used or where it should be uploaded. And the mother was very understanding and supportive, which made the experience even more rewarding. What else I can say? I would like to thank the jury team for real. It was not easy to select more than 100 images and to motivate all contributors. Yeah, that's it. I'm so happy to be the second winner now. Thank you.
Thank you, Jermaine. I know you're a very busy guy because we had interfaced in Rwanda a lot. And I thought that farm looked familiar. It looks like one of the Rwanda mountain tea farms somewhere in Rwanda. So, oh, nice. It's good to know that that's one of their farms because I was able to visit during my stay there in 2022. And thank you for going all the way because that place is really far from town and, where you would easily reach. Going into the farm to get us this picture that has amazingly made it to number 2 on the list of international prizes. I don't know if Wilfred is here with us yet because he was the other winner for the video prize, the reportage video prize. Hello, Wilfred, are you here? Okay. If he's not here, though, that's really sad because Wilfred is another Mohammed from Nigeria. He's been winning these prizes almost every other year since 2021. So it's really sad that he's not here. And on that note, je vous reviens de Man. Après avoir, ou bien en voyant l'email de l'équipe organisatrice, comment vous avez senti en voyant l'email que vous êtes parmi les gagnants internationaux?
Oui, d'abord je remercie toute l'équipe chargée de Wikimedia, Wiki Loves Africa. Je vous remercie tous. Je remercie aussi le jury. C'était vraiment une belle surprise. Je ne m'attendais pas à recevoir le premier prix, mais voilà, je suis très content. Et c'est pour moi plutôt un coup de pouce vers l'avant et un coup de pouce pour faire mieux pour les prochaines sessions. Et donc, j'ai reçu cette nouvelle comme une belle surprise et voilà, je suis très content. Donc, je vous remercie tous et voilà. C'est une chance, c'est une très grande chance d'être parmi vous. Je remercie aussi et je félicite aussi tous les autres gagnants pour les belles photos qu'ils ont fournies, pour le travail qu'ils ont fait. Voilà, c'est très enrichissant Et vraiment, on a eu la chance de se nourrir de ces photos-là pour pouvoir faire mieux dans le futur.
Merci beaucoup, Deman. So for those who didn't understand what Deman said, he actually was elated upon receiving that email because he wasn't expecting it. Not to talk of, winning the first prize, and on that note, he's feeling very motivated to carry on contributing images, to this campaign. And he feels very, very encouraged to, participate in future Wiki Loves Africa. And of course, he also thanks his fellow winners for, do I say bringing on the challenge, though he though he took the first prize. Merci beaucoup, Deman. And it's good to see that Wilfred is finally here with us. Hello, Wilfred. Oh, it's sad to see he dropped off. Okay, that's fine. We'll continue, and hopefully, he will be able to join us. And on that note, Mohammed from Egypt, how did you feel receiving that email from the international team that you indeed won a prize this year again?
Yeah. Uh, as I tell before, I didn't expect at all. So when I get the email, I feel very happy. It's a miracle to have this such big contest for the second time. So I feel very happy, and uh, I didn't tell, but also although I we have a group in Egypt to share photography together and share contests together. So I want to tell, but the instructions in the email don't tell. So it's happy, but I cannot express. I'm happy, but I cannot express. So it's very nice to win in this competition, and hope best of luck for all.
Thank you, Mohammed. In fact, you need to invite me to join your group of photographers. Maybe I
Sure,
can
sure,
tap into, some of the
sure.
skills you are using to
You're
win
welcome.
these prizes back to back.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. And
It's our
Salima,
pleasure.
how does it feel? Sure. How does it feel, Salima, to know that the video you made, almost close to your exam, last minute, was selected for a prize? What was the feeling when you got that email from the international team?
So, firstly, I the first expression was my hands were shaky. I couldn't hold my phone again. And as at that time, it was on a Friday. I received the mail on a Friday, and I was just scared. Then I got a call. Okay, check your mail, and I'm like, okay, what's happening to my mail? And then my husband is linked to my mail, so he sees my mail. So he was the one that called and was like, check your mail, and what's on my mail? And I checked and I saw congratulations, Sally Iman Aika, and I was like, no. So because I don't understand the doings of Wiki Loves. When they announced the results of Wiki Loves Monument, I thought they were going to announce the results of Wiki Loves Africa. I didn't know it was going to take this long before the results were announced. So I was already on waiting while they announced the results of Wiki Loves Monument. And when I didn't hear my name, I was like, oh, I went back and I watched the video. That okay, man, I think we didn't do this, we didn't do this. I marked myself thinking, okay, this was what happened. Then I reached out to one of the facilitators. Was that the result of the Wiki Loves Africa? And he was like, no, not yet. He doesn't understand why it's delaying this much, but it's going to take a while and then the results will be announced. So I was like, okay, let's just calm down. So I almost forgot about it. I have the video, I watched the video, the poetry runs in my mouth. Sometimes I'll just sit down and be like, Africa creates a vibrant place. But I was like, okay. But when that message came in, I was like, whoa. I I didn't really think, because it wasn't just, I didn't just send the videos. I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I also uploaded pictures too. But when the pictures didn't make it, I was like, and then the pictures are part of the videos. So when the pictures didn't make it, I was like, oh, okay, pictures didn't make it. What are the chances of the video? What are the chances of the video making it? So that was my, I was a little bit skeptical. But when that message came in, I didn't believe. I sent it to my dad, and he was like, "Are you sure? Like, are we sure it's not scam? Are we sure it's legit and all of those things?" And I'm like, I feel it is. And I just saw the messages, and I was like, okay, let's continue flowing with the way it goes. Okay, fill this form, I filled the form, fill this form, I filled the form. And you're a Nigerian parent. So when it was postponed, which I didn't know it was because of Sir Wilson's death, may his soul continue to rest. I didn't know it was because of his death. I just told him it was postponed. He was like, oh, okay. This one that you said it is okay, it's been postponed. Let's see what's going to happen. And then finally we're here. So it just motivated me. I am over motivated. I was always using school as
Nice.
an excuse because I felt I was at Abuja. I live at Abuja, I base at Abuja, but I school in Zaria. So at Abuja, I was like, okay, no, I think I'm more close to the studio. I have this, I have that. I was trying to concentrate on my studies. But since I was able to pull this through during exams, I feel it's fine. Let me not use the word I'm unstoppable. Like if I actually now have time and
Yes,
not
you're
give it
unstoppable.
all, I feel the video would have had a different look. But then I am very, very excited, and I just got to read the article, and I saw that they said it was the originality that sparked the interest in one of the juries. And I really am glad. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what the grading criteria are, but then I know I am overly joyed, like that I
Thank
was
you.
able to make
Thank
it
you
this
so much,
far. I am
Sally.
able to make it this far and all. Like,
Yeah, and please believe it, you are unstoppable. I know this because this is in quotes. The photography field is mostly a male-dominated field, even on the Wiki Loves Africa space. But we used to have a 65-year-old computer science, a retired computer science teacher, Summer from Egypt. So if Summer, who then by now she should be like 67 or 68, if she was doing this as a 65-year-old or in her 60s, then know that you are unstoppable, Saliha. So bring it on, keep it coming, okay? And now that we have Wilfred here, hello Wilfred, good to finally have you not disappearing on us. You actually won the other video prize, or the yeah, I'm sorry to put it like that. You won the reportage video prize, which is one of the video prizes for this year's Wiki Loves Africa. We would like to understand, the thought you put into making that video, and of course submitting it. This is what your third Loves Africa winning. So
Yes, it
why do you
is.
keep
Yes, it
coming
is.
back too?
Okay, so first off, yeah, how did I go about this year's submission? So it's not really about just this year. It's more about the kind of content I like putting out there on a normal day. I like to create content with pictures, videos that actually go beyond the surface level to address certain social issues. And I felt like this year I was going to also take the same route. I didn't see anything else to do, but it was almost miraculous at first because of the way things worked out, just like the previous years. I needed someone who was really grounded and true to what he was doing, and it was almost like the light pointed me towards Mr. Pius's direction. The master cover, who is the focus of the documentary I submitted for this year's contest. So it just led me to him from a friend to a friend. And then I finally met him. I spoke with him and I was like, wow, I was captivated by his character, his nature, and what he stood for. His art is not just about creating just art, but it's always is addressing one or two societal issues, which is something I also resonate with. And it was like a match made in heaven. And so I went right ahead to talk to him, and he agreed that we should do this project. He believed in it. And I am so glad that it turned out to be this way. And it's appreciated for what it really is. And I hope that it's going to make the impact with which I have created it for a lasting impact, of course, which is to address an issue which is related to me again. So I also see things from a personal level when I'm approaching contents as well, when I'm approaching filmmaking, documentary, if it's a personal project. So I am from River State and in Nigeria, and in ancient times, even up to this day, it's still continued as the basic way of living, which is fishing. So I could resonate with that as a child. I had that experience with my grandfather. It was a big deal back in the day, and right now it is literally being erased out of our everyday to-day livelihood. People are relocating to cities to chase their dreams and ending up working for oil, trying one or two things to work for oil companies and all of that. But while that is good, it is also killing this aspect of our identity. And so I felt like it was just a match made in heaven that I had to address this issue as well. And so that's exactly what happened. And what keeps me coming back again and again? I don't know. I think first off, I think I remember last year you mentioned I was just another win away to make it 3 wins in a row. And yes, I guess that was indirectly a prophecy, and that prophecy has been fulfilled. So I came back this time because I felt like, oh yeah, this is an opportunity to contribute. I actually didn't make up my mind until when it was a little too late. That was when I found him, because I felt like I had to connect with someone on a deeper level to bring such a project forward. And so when I found him, I didn't waste any time. I went straight into it. And voila, here we are.
Yes, Wilfred. In fact, from the first video prize you won, I always looked out, for your videos during the Wiki Loves Africa. And from last year's on, I could see you, here. I was able to see you here. So I'm happy that you're here talking about your third win.
Thank you very
It's
much.
amazing, Wilfred, and telling the social or showing us the social life, from that place where where your childhood experience, bringing that to life through your videos. It's amazing. It's amazing, and keep it coming. And then back to you, Oiza.
Thank you
Are you
very much.
still with us? Sure, pleasure. Abdullahi, are you still with us?
Abdullahi.
Yes, I'm
Did you
still
guys
here.
me?
I'm still here.
Okay. Thank you for responding that you're still with us. So, I mean, it's always good knowing that there are some, prize money attached to these wins. So, what are you going to do with yours apart from sending me some of your prize money?
Yeah. Okay. Uh, I think even the first prize money I won, I used it to upgrade my laptop. That was first, and I bought some equipments for my media, which uh, actually, like, the prize money actually facilitated my storytelling, like, because I bought some equipments which I was able to work more efficiently and produce more quality uh, more quality stories. Because if you listen to my audio story last year and this year, you like find like an improvement in the quality of work I put out. And this year, because currently I'm in Ghana, and I'm currently studying photojournalism and documentary at Deakin Art Center. So I'm planning to use the prize money to upgrade my camera also, because I feel like I also want to thank Wiki Love Africa, because I feel the Wiki Love Africa is like telling African youths that we can do this. We have our own uniqueness, which is we have our own talents, which makes us unique, and this uniqueness is what we are going to use to grow. Because when I won the audio prize last year, though it was I was like experimenting and I'm still experimenting, and winning the audio prize this year again is like telling me that this is something for you. And it's like it's because when I saw the mail that I won again, I was like brimming with confidence that this is actually something I should pursue, and I should integrate it into my storytelling also. Because as I said, Wilson has been
Yes.
pushing me to do some photo audio stories. If you like go on my Instagram, you'll see some photo stories that I put in with like they are having like audios backing the photos up. So like that's another experiment also. So I think it's through Wiki Love Africa that I'm being able to find myself. And actually, the studies I'm doing here is actually it's actually free. So, and I think it's because of Wiki Loves Africa, the
Interesting.
prize I won last year, I put it in my CV, in my application, and
Wow.
I'm here in Ghana,
You
and
see?
I'm here in Ghana right now. So, I think, yeah, I think it's not like really about the prize money. It's about also the exposure also that I am getting from Wiki Loves Africa.
Yes.
So, thank you.
Yes. Oh, interesting. 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 I mean, platforming the Wiki Loves Africa win from last year to bag, a free, fully, funded a scholarship program.
Yeah.
That's a new one. And Abdullahi, I can tell you, before you came on board last year, I don't think we had audio prizes because we didn't even know what the possibilities were. And then we saw your prizes from last year, and now this year, it's great, it's unique, and keep at it and keep bringing it on. And it's good to know that your prize money will be used to upgrade your tools, your laptop, your camera, and to help you further uh, compete better with other photographers out there. Et on vous revient à Diman.
Thank you.
Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire avec l'argent de prix? Le micro, Diman.
Bonne question. Allô, vous m'entendez?
Oui, on vous écoute. Oui.
Oui, c'est une bonne question. Alors, donc, je vais l'investir dans un matériel photo, un appareil surtout.
Merci.
Oui.
Merci beaucoup.
C'est
So
juste
for Diman, he
pour
will be, of course, getting his camera, to be able to upgrade his photography tools and carry on his photography journey. Merci beaucoup, Diman. And
merci à vous.
over to you, Mohammed. What would you be doing with this particular prize money?
Yeah. I always try to give some of the price to my equipment. So I will do also some upgrades, and also this prize will encourage me to do more photography, going in the streets, travel more, capture a lot of places in the world, and also I will make my family happy.
Interesting, Mohammed. I should be a member of your family now. I know that there is a happy ending with this prize money. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much. Thank you. It's my
informing
pleasure.
us the plan
Have
for
a
the
pleasure.
money. And yeah, Saliha, I also live in Abuja. So are we going to Almat Farm with your prize money? What's the plan? Saliha, can you hear me? Okay.
Well. Till I get back to Abuja, we would decide on that. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So, firstly, um, everybody said I kind of escaped media. I don't know how I did it, but I am now in the science line. But the first thing I would definitely want to do is to further my educations. I'll be graduating next year by the grace of God. So the plan is to further my education and then now go into the media line and I get to understand. I was never taught, I just learned, and I feel like it's in my blood. My dad was a photographer, and I have families too that are photographers and all. So I feel like it's in the blood. So, but for now, I think the first thing to do is like, okay, even if the celebration is going to go on and everything, there's going to be that part that is going to be reserved for me to get. It could be an online course, it could be a physical university, it could be a physical degree, it could be a complete degree, it could be a complete diploma. And also the fact that I really don't have gadgets. Like, I had my first camera when I was 11, and since then, I think the camera got bad and everything, and I couldn't get a new one. And for this particular video, I had to rent to make the video itself. So it wasn't as if it was a gadget of mine that was used in producing that video and also editing the video. But so there are a whole lot of things kind of piled up for that are already waiting on the money to come. It's more like the money coming is an answered prayer and also a sign because everybody keeps saying it's okay after degree, what next? After degree, what next? I feel like I have an answer to my own question now. So after degree, definitely I have what's next. So that's going to be the first thing. Those are going to be among the first things to do. And also an
Interesting.
exposure on for Africans. I really appreciate what Wiki is doing and giving giving Africans, not really just youth, Africans the opportunity to showcase the talents and what they have. So I would want to organize something like that. I'm currently the vice president of my department. I've been thinking of it. So when I watched the last video, which was on climate change, I was like, oh, this should be related to us more geographers. Like if I had known last year, I think I would have carried this on my head because it's my field. Like we are the ones shouting
Yeah.
about climate change and everything. So what I plan on doing, what I intend on doing by the grace of God next year is to hold a symposium whereby we get people and then
Mm.
they get to explain we describe climate change, you express climate change how you feel best. As geographers, we all understand climate change from a different perspective. We all understand it from everywhere. But then I think aside school, aside studies, aside exams and everything, let's just give them an opportunity that okay, what would you use to explain? Because somebody I have a classmate that raps. So imagine him making a rap about climate change. Imagine somebody that writing a poem about climate change. Somebody that also does videography too, like me in the department too, or doing something like that. I feel like it's going to be a source of inspiration to them. The same way Wiki Loves Africa is also a source of inspiration to me. So for now, those are just the plans. For Alma's farm is also not out of it because I hope to explore more. I hope to explore more and also enjoy actually. So the exploration will also come with the enjoyment because it's fun. Like somebody asked me once, "What's one thing you can never get tired of?" And I'm like, "I think photography." And I was like, they asked why. I was like, I don't know. I could be sleeping and then you wake me up and okay, there's this photography gig, there's this videography gig, and then I'm up. And the next thing is talking. I think that's why I'm
That's
beginning to
nice.
go over. I should have stopped a while ago, but then that's just it. Thank you very much for having me, and then thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Wiki Loves Africa, for finding me in
Oh
this for
no,
this.
thank you. Thank you.
I
Thank you. It's really interesting to know that your dad, was a photographer at some point too. So it possibly could be something you inherited. Who knows? And coming to you, Jamin, what do you plan to do with your prize money? Are you going to take your niece shopping or what?
Thank you so much, Ceslause. First of all, I would like to thank Wiki Loves Africa, the organizers, and also media in general, because this money for real is going to help too much. The best thing, I'm going to use the money. Of course, I'm going to upgrade my career of photography. And nowadays, I have a family. Of course, I have to make them enjoy my money. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamin. Yes, guys, as long as he looks, he is an uncle to at least a 21-year-old that I know. And of course, he has his own family that would be enjoying this money on the side. And lastly, to you, Wilfred, I know that you would use some of your prize money to buy me bole and fish when I'm in Port Harcourt. But what other things do you plan to do with your prize money, Wilfred?
You're spot on with the bole and fish. I know you've. It's been a while you had that. I'm going to take it to a bole joint. Okay, so with the
Yes.
prize money. Okay, so the plan has always been. It's always been from the onset. I share a little bit of the stories that have been shared here. I'm sorry if I don't get your name right. I can't really say it clearly. Ali, what's her name, please?
Salia.
Okay, Aliha. So I literally started from nothing as well. From the first in 2022, the first entry I made, I had to rent camera, even rented a laptop as well. Every single equipment I used, and ever since then till now, it's my prize money has always been going towards equipment because that's where my passion lies, right? And I can't live a day without seeing it grow to the next level. So definitely that's what I'm doing right now. I was able to get a gimbal used for camera stabilization. I was able to get a laptop last year, a gaming system suitable for editing. I was able to get a standard light as well. So these were all from proceeds I received from winning the contest in the past years. And moving forward now, I would like to get a camera as well. The prize money will go a long way to get me a Sony A7 III. I'm going to add money to it, of course, because of our economy. But definitely, it's going to be a major boost, a major catalyst to me getting that as well. And then I can't wait for it to come to Port Harcourt and do our bullet thing.
Oh, definitely. You'll be seeing me in Port Harcourt, and it's more amazing knowing that you already know the camera you want to get with this prize money. Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much, Wilfred.
It is.
And
It is.
thank you to everybody
One more
else,
thing.
amongst
Can I say
the winners.
something?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
As much as we're celebrating the winners today, there's also one winner that I believe has a great place in our heart. He won our hearts, literally. That's what makes him a winner, and that is Wilson Oluoha. And I know he's up there in the sky right now looking down at us, and he's proud of how far we've come and how far we are willing to take this. And yeah, may his beautiful soul be blessed just as much as he blessed us with his presence. And just thinking of how he was willing to support at every given time, it inspires me in itself. So God rest his soul.
Sure.
Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Wilfred. In fact, Wilson really tops, in terms of being a part of everybody's journey, not just you guys in the Wiki Loves Africa space, but those of us who are in the, other wiki spheres. And on that note, we'll just see if anybody has a question before we do just something special for Wilson. So if you have, maybe we can take 2 questions. If you have any questions for the guests, you can ask on the chat space so we can have them clarify or give answers. We'll just give a minute for that before we proceed. I've been seeing all the congratulations, so it's possible that the audience, that nobody from the audience has a question from the guests, or if you also want to ask them if they could send you some of their prize money, you feel free to ask them. And then Ola Mahadi from the comment space says, congrats to you. And it's amazing to see someone working on audio category. Yes, Abdullahi, you have no idea. You have no idea how, we've been lacking in this particular category. And then there is Atiba, who said, congratulations to all winners and participating communities. Thank you, Atiba. A lot of goodwill messages, no questions, just goodwill messages. Veronica says, really outstanding quality pictures. To be honest, you guys did a very good job. I agree, Veronica. I totally agree. The contest was hot this year, I must confess. It was very hot. Looking at all the entries, I'm like, oof, no place for an average photographer, by the way. That's harsh, guys. You guys should give room for some up and coming people. Okay, on that note, I would like to thank the guests, the winners, and the members of the jury who took their time to, show up for us. It's not easy being on this segment for over an hour now and answering two questions. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup, Diman. C'est gentil de rester jusqu'ici pour donner des réponses aux questions posées. Merci beaucoup. Plaisir. And on that note, we would like to pay our respect as a collective to Wilson Oluoha. Wilson was a brother to me. We joined the Wikimedia space the same year. I think the same week in 2018, where we went for an editathon. There were others with us, but myself, Wilson, and a handful of others, we stuck it through to the end till now. But unfortunately, he passed on 13th of September during our Wiki Conference Nigeria event here in Abuja, where he had gone cycling and collapsed on the course of doing that. So we can't, really say enough about his person and how he impacted each and every one of us. There is nothing we would say that will be enough. But I would want to implore that, in your quiet time, say a prayer for him and his young wife. For those of us who knew, he got married in June, 25th June this year, only to pass barely 3 months after. So you can imagine the weight of such a loss on the young wife. And of course, his family, his siblings, his parents, who are being forced, to go against nature, because naturally it would be the parents burying the child, but it would be the child burying the parents naturally. But these aged parents of his are forced to bury their young 32-year-old child. So please put them in your prayers wherever you are, and pray for his soul to continue to rest in peace. I know the Wiki in Africa family put together something just to, honor his memory. Please, you may go ahead and play the video. Yes, thank you so much for that interesting video, well put together. And like I said, please keep remembering his family and the wife in your prayers. And thank you to our audience, those who took time to be here with us for over an hour now, and most especially to the guests for making time to answer the questions that we had for you. On that note, I indulge you to keep showing up every last Friday of the month for the respective Wiki Africa Hour episodes. Here you get first-hand information about what's happening on the continent as regards to the Wikimedia movement in Africa. Get to listen to guests who are invited from time to time. And remember to subscribe to the Wiki in Africa YouTube channel so you don't miss out on anything. Thank you. And over to you, Donia.
Thank you so much, Ceslause. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation and leading this special episode. There's no word can be told about Wilson, but we hope that this slight thing can say some sort of thank you or goodbye for him. Thank you so much for all the guests and for all the audience, and waiting for the next episode at the end of next month in November. See you.
WikiAfrica Hour is a production of Wiki in Africa that supports the development of the Wikimedia movement across Africa. We value your suggestions on social media for the topics you want to discuss. We look forward to your participation next month at the same time and on the same channel. Hit the subscribe button to stay open and up to date, and follow WikiAfrica on social media. See you at the next WikiAfrica